Bruno, 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 2 assists and a beautiful goal. He moves left, he moves right, he makes defences look shy. He's a Portuguese pain in the hole. Oh, this game. I tell you what, it really compromises you, doesn't it? I swear to God, watching United this morning, I felt like fucking Gollum. You know, Bruno. We loves him. Oh, I swear it really compromises you. So, yeah, 60k rank prize. Absolutely take it. But as you'll see, I haven't had the. I just don't want to refresh my screen. I just want to live with the memory of literally just being pretty much in the top 100,000, just outside it. It was a Gabriel yellow card that cost me just a little moment inside the top 100k. But when I refresh my screen, as I have looked at live rank, it drops down to 151, which is a rise from 212. And if I had not looked at the games all weekend and I just literally just had my team set and tuned in today and saw 60k rank rise, I would have been happy. I'd have been happy. But why couldn't Bruno just couldn't he have just settled for the couple of assists? That'd have been fine. That'd have been fine. I think that would have had me about 220, 225. It was pretty interesting. I did have a quick glance at the top 50 before I started. Now I don't know where the average score is going to end up, but to the top 50 was literally to a man made up of 30s, 40s, and 50s. Be interesting to have a look at that, and I'll update when I do my Game Week 30 team selection video later this week. And we'll talk a little bit about, have had some further thoughts around Game Week 30. And I'm probably going to go back on what I said in my last video that I'm going to roll. Just been working on a few things. I'm feeling that I have to be a bit aggressive here at the moment before we get to 233, and I've worked out sort of the amount of transfers. I'll talk about that a little later. Little later. What I want to go through. Let's just have a quick review of the team. That's really what this one is about, and then we'll just have a look at Game Week 30. So, yeah, as per yesterday, Jose said just the 2 points, and that was a bit disappointing. I thought I'd get the clean sheet there, but was not to be. And similarly with Milenkovic, who'd have, there should have been another 7 points there, I think, from Milenkovic if I add it all up. He should have had the 3 bonus, and then the concessions, 2 concessions, another 5 points or so there. So that was a shame. That should have been the mega haul from him, but a great result with 11 points, so obviously can't complain. Gavardio, starting to wonder about that City defence. I mean, I know Gavardio has got that attacking threat, but defenders are meant to keep clean sheets first, and you hope the attacking numbers come as a Brucey bonus. But for now, he will stay, and it's obviously a great fixture coming up. Gabriel, shame about that yellow, because I would have been just set inside the top 100k this morning for a little while. I could have lived with the memory. Bowen, Bowen, fine, the assist, and he could, as I say, as in the last video, could have had that worldie. But Bowen's just one of those nice, consistent performers, and a bit like Bruno for United, but maybe just to a lesser extent. I don't think the ceiling's as high. West Ham score. Bowen's going to be involved, and as I say, simply United's 3 goals this morning. All Bruno involvements in them. That's talking about. I know I do talk about the what might have been, but this was a really, really close what might have been. I was literally hovering after Bruno got his hat trick in midweek in the Europa League. I hovered over transferring Gabriel out for a Fulham defender. And then moving Nkunku out for Bruno. And it would have been a 4-point hit, but I am trying. I am so trying. As I say, I made mistakes, as you all know, in that first 10 game weeks of the season, which I won't make again next year. But they're done, and that's obviously got me back where I am at the moment, and really just trying to fight to get into that top 100k. And I've just set this no hits policy, and I'm just, even if I don't make the top 100k, I really want to try and manage through the rest of the season without taking hits. But nope, not doing it. You're trying to train yourself. You're in training for next season. And if you end up in the top 100k this year, great. But I'm in training for next year. and managing myself out of dilemmas and problems, and managing, without taking hits. As I say, when you look at the end of the season, you look at those top 5 or 10, probably barely taken a hit all season. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to get in the top 5 or 10 next year. I'm talking top 5 or 10, not top 5 or 10k. If I got in the top 5 or 10, I think that's a possibility. I think that's a possibility for all of us from what I've seen some of you guys manage your teams. But there's luck needed, obviously, in that. But so yeah, just trying to get used to just don't take hits, manage your way through it. Look at the numbers, make good decisions without having to take hits. But God, I do wish I'd taken that one because I was literally hovering over it, and that would have been a massive swing. But now, then am I learning any lessons if I do that? So it is what it is. And as I say, I've got a healthy green. Sorry, I'm in bitter and twisted. But yeah, it would have been a hell of a swing. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. Clivert, that's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? I need to look closely at his numbers. I mean, I brought him in. I think he's an absolutely fabulous player. He's got a great ceiling, but I think he's only returned twice all season in home matches. What's that all about? And his averages are not that great. We'll take a closer look at those tomorrow when I fully update the spreadsheet and look at potential incomings. Nkunku will one way. That was definitely a mistake. Could have been Bruno if I just got back and. Story of what might have been. Strand Larsen, delighted with that, obviously, and he's got a really good fixture next week. Ultimately, he will move out sometime in the next few game weeks, I think. But that's a great return. Wood. Has the Wood purple patch, which has lasted a season and a half, by the way, is it coming to an end? Wood probably will move out for game week 30. It's a slight spoiler alert there, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow. I don't think you guys would need to be sort of clairvoyant to have a fairly decent guess at who I think I'm going to bring in. I'm certainly not going to do anything in the short term. We need to get through all these matches that are coming up and make sure that, because there's going to be injuries. There's stuff is going to happen in the next 2 weeks between the internationals and the FA Cup matches. And I really do want to see as well, because that will influence the decisions I make for the one transfer I think I will make this game week coming. It depends how those FA Cup matches fall and who it looks like is going to be doubling in 33 and who could be doubling. And Haaland, it was 1 goal. Clearly, the Bruno captainers have won the day on this one by a country mile, but I don't think there were as many of them as there were Haaland captainers, because I tell you what, if there had been, I would have probably dropped 100,000 since this morning. It's one of my mini leagues where I'm leading at the moment, and I was looking at a very, very nice, comfortable lead when I had a little check on it this morning, and then I saw that he had brought in Bruno and captained him, so it's narrowed the gap from. One decision can really make such a big difference if you get it right, can't it? But it is taking that punt. I've been a little bit brave sometimes, I think. 63 points. Ignore the 1,937 rank rise. That is 151,000 now, but that is up from 212,000 last week. So we'll say no more about this game week. Oh, just as a matter of interest, I'll show you this because I did say I'm gonna, when I do my game week team selections, that I'll go back on my predictions. And my prediction, I think it's just slightly off the top of my head, I think it was 50, was it 54, 55, 54 ex-captain, and I exclude captaincy for the something always goes wrong. Nothing really did go wrong this week. I had 11 players go out. They all played over 60 minutes and most of them 90 minutes. So there were no major incidents of note. So I'd like to, I think I can fudge that and say that my prediction of 54 excluding captain was pretty accurate, because it would have been 61. So there you go. Also did one for Jason, who is the guy who I've enlisted to help me work off the the bowling ball I developed from Guinness and Fry up to my last trip to Ireland, and he's a keen FPL player. And I just helped him because he was working out whether he should wildcard free hit or just try and play through. And I said, listen, mate, if you've got your chips, hang on to those for 33, 34. So I said, just let's get 11 out. Let's do a couple of transfers. And I ran his through the number cruncher as well, and it came out exactly accurate. So I don't know what that means, but I'll show you in the next video. And on that note, on Wednesday, when I have my next session with Jason, we're going to do, I think he should hopefully be still hanging on in the top 40,000 in the world. So we'll just do an episode with him, looking at his team, transfer plans, chip strategy, and that sort of thing. So it might be just to make an interesting point of difference. Anyway, waffle, waffle, waffle. Let's have another look. And it's changed, but I haven't made any transfers. It's just there is any connotation I can do with this team. Game week 30. You know, look at that. I mean, it's awfully tempting. If I didn't make a transfer, you know, that back line looks as though it's full of potential mega hauls, doesn't it? You know, Gabriel, Fulham home, certainly think the clean sheet's there. Gabriel, Leicester home, even City could keep a clean sheet against Leicester, one would think. Everton, Canate, that's a clean sheet, guaranteed clean sheet, isn't it? Milinkovic, Man United home. You know, Man United terrible defending set pieces. Yeah, he'll get on the end of one clean sheet because I know United scored 3 this morning, but we're not very good. I mean, Leicester were just full of holes, absolutely full of holes. You know, City, you know, despite their defensive frailties, written them a new one next week. I'm giving more clues as to the player I'm thinking of bringing in, haven't I? Milinkovic, Munoz, Southampton. You know, that's an absolute guarantee clean sheet and an assist or a goal from Munoz, isn't it? There you go. That's 70 points on its own in that back line. Never mind Henderson with a guaranteed clean sheet against Southampton. Bowen, yeah, I think that's a really good fixture for Bowen away to West Ham. Cliver, Ipswich at home. Yeah, that's going to be an easy 15-pointer, surely. Salah, home to Everton. Yes, absolute brace there. So Mbemo, Newcastle away. Yeah, you know, Newcastle concede goals. He'll get at least an assist there. And Haaland, Leicester at home. Well, I mean, that's hat-trick territory, surely, and potentially the captain's armband on him. So I worked that out at about 178 points. And I've still got Strand, Larson, and Kunku on Wood on the bench with great fixtures. It's living the dream in it. I honestly don't know what the 11 is I'm going to put out at the moment. I do think it is a luxury transfer in some ways. And of course, I am talking about Marmouche. And it is Wood that I think that will go out. For one, I do not want to be cheering for Wood playing Man United, or I've got to leave him on the bench. I just can't do it. I know we have to separate out our club biases from our thing, but I don't like this feeling of being compromised. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, I'll be doing the bloody Gollum thing again next week. Wood. We loves him. For fuck's sake. I am not going to make any transfers. I'm going to run this team through the number cruncher. I think it's probably going to show me about 70 points, which is my target. But it'd be really nice to have a few, you know, it would be nice to hit a few 80 or 90s. Want to get my averages up. Currently running, and I'll do it proper by the numbers. I made a few notes. I think I'm running at about 67, just over 67, 67.5. I still believe if I can find a way to get that average to the 70, it might scrape me inside the top 100k. If I can get it to that average by the end of the season. 70 might not be enough. I know I keep talking about that 70, but the averages this year are ridiculously high, and that is thanks to one man, Mo Salah, and everyone's got him, everyone's captaining him, and he's hauling pretty much every week. So that's pushed the averages up. The leaders' average, that might change a wee bit, is 75 at the moment. And normally over the last 3 seasons, anything between 70 and 73 would have won the thing. The leaders' average is 75 at the moment, and we haven't really gone fully into chip season yet. And that is, those averages are really high. So 70 might not even be enough to hit the top 100k. But that is still the aspirational goal. And that's what I'm going to try and strive for. And if I finish outside the top 100k and I still manage to hit the 70, you know, I'll take that, because the errors that I made in that first part of the season are actually easily correctable. Just they were down to experience, and they're easily correctable. So where does that leave me? Am I happy? United won. Mayo won. beat Derry this morning. I've had a 60k rank rise. It's Paddy's Day, and I'm I'm an Irish man in New Zealand doing Gollum impressions, and it's fucking raining. So am I happy? Yes. Could I be happier? Fucking absolutely. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll crunch the numbers for game week 30. And then we'll talk more about some of the my watch list. The watch list is really important as we're moving in towards the 32 double and the 30, 33, 34 blanks and doubles. So I've got a plan developing, which I hopefully will get me through reasonably unscathed. Probably talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But Marmouche, I think his minutes are going to start to be safe. The guy looks a baller, doesn't he? He's going to be highly owned. Pep brings in players. He doesn't throw them into the side straight away. He sort of integrates them in, and then bearing in mind, they come from the Bundesliga. It's not as intense a league, so he's not going to throw him in there for 90 minutes every week. But his minutes now are starting to go up. I think he starts against Leicester, and unless I have like a major load of injury things to deal with, I think kind of have to have him. Can't go through a Bruno FOMO thing again. And now I have a Marmouche FOMO thing. Why wouldn't I bring in Bruno? Simply because I have no faith in United as a goal scoring machine. I still think Bruno will return reasonably regularly. But I ain't playing Leicester every week. Take care, have fun, play your own game. Don't panic. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.